Hey everybody, I hope that you're all doing well. This holiday season, which is the Christmas time 2024 leading into the new year of 2025, I have decided to commit to finishing what I had started a while ago, which is running through all of the different class missions for each of the different 8 class types in Star Wars The Old Republic. It is one of my favorite games of all time. It is one of what I believe is one of the best storytelling games of all time. It is unfortunately a game that has gotten incredibly easy since they have basically, I guess, decided to make your companions uber powerful, which makes really getting through all of the class missions a very trivial experience. However, what I have discovered is that by setting your companion to passive or even doing away with the companion entirely, just dismissing your companion, it does make the content far, 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 hopefully that's enough fars there to emphasize what I mean, far more interesting, far more compelling. The combat actually becomes a real challenge. You have to fight intelligently. You have to stay on top of your gear. All of these things, I think, are a vast improvement over the vanilla experience in SWTOR. Running around with your companion, even if you just set them to only heal you instead of doing damage or whatever, it doesn't matter. If your companion is doing anything at all in combat, it makes the vast majority of the combats too easy. So that's what I've done to make the fighting far more compelling. Like I said, the class missions themselves are the storytelling is already top notch. So I think the combination of those two things makes for a really interesting game. So like I said, I'm committed now to going through and doing the full class mission runs for all of the different classes. What I'm doing for the most part is focusing on the class missions for every character, but for a couple of my favorites, I think what I'm going to do is also do all of the planetary missions as well. And for everybody, I'm obviously going to also include all of their companion storylines as well. So we're talking about the full cinematics. I'm also including the footage of just the regular running around fighting things. Like I said, it becomes a lot more interesting, particularly after the first planet, to be going around fighting things without a companion. So the combat, I think, is relatively interesting, but in the interest of time, I'm actually going to run through most of that stuff at double speed. So you can see the actual fighting. You can slow it down if you want to pay any particular attention to it, but for the most part, it's going to be running through at a little bit faster speed than normally, just because it's an MMO, and MMOs are a kind of a long grind. So the videos are already going to run quite long even when I do that. But the cinematics are all going to be regular speed. And like I said, as I've said many times on this channel, I enjoy games more if I'm taking my time and not trying to speed through them. So that's basically the play style that I'm going to be using going through all of these particular classes. What else do I need to mention? There are a few times where companions are required. There's always a couple of class missions that require you to have a companion as much as possible. I'm going to be setting the companions on passive when that's the case, but they just have to be with you. And then there are a couple of these class stories that I actually started a little while back. So for at least a few of them, the early missions, I'm actually using the companion. That's because that footage was taken before I actually started running around without a companion. Okay, so anyway, the main thing then that I need to finish with is theme. All of these characters are intended to be very thematic. I probably should have started with this. Apologize for that. But in this particular case, the storytelling is good enough that they're already very thematic on their own, but you want to have a little bit of a headcanon with each particular character. In this particular case, this is going to be my Sith Sorcerer. This is a Sith Inquisitor main class. I'm going to specialize in Sorcerer with her. She is going to be a Madness Sorcerer. I know that Lightning Sorcerer is probably the most common type. I already played through the game once with a Lightning Sorcerer. her. So I'm going to try Madness and see how that works out. Her name is Priscilla Poxblood. She is obviously a former slave because that's how every Sith Inquisitor storyline begins. And she's not exactly what I'm going to say a goody two-shoes, not exactly a light side Sith, but she's going to lean in that direction. And her story is basically having grown up a slave and seeing how absolutely oppressive the imperial system is, particularly with relations to slavery, but even just in general. Her that's given her sort of an empathy for the underdog, and she is actually she's not a Sith, she's actually a human, so she's going to have sort of a natural human side to sympathize with the poor, the downtrodden, the people who are being oppressed by the Empire. She's going to not be your sadistic type of a Sith playthrough, but she is also, being a former slave, she's going to, at least for the early going, start out lacking confidence. I mean, she recognizes her own abilities, but going to the Sith Academy is an absolutely overwhelming experience. She's afraid of authority in the very beginning, and sort of has to balance that with her own awakening powers and understanding of how she can sort of hold her own, and she very quickly will learn how absolutely competent she is and how she can fight against authority and against the other Sith. And so we're just going to kind of see where this story takes us. I thought with this particular character, rather than already having 100% of the personality and the persona already defined, I'm going to kind of go in with that framework and kind of see where it takes us. So I think there's going to be a little bit of a battle going on within her, for, on one side, being worried about her own survival. It's hard for her to imagine that she's powerful enough to actually survive her Sith training, let alone ultimately, hopefully becoming, very, very powerful, which is where the storyline takes you. So there's going to be that sort of dichotomy within her about worrying about her own survival while also wanting to be true to herself and to her ideals of sort of sticking up for the poor and the downtrodden, and ultimately maybe even trying to work to improve the imperial system from within if she can get that far. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm not going to do talking throughout the playthrough. Again, that slows down everything considerably when I'm explaining every decision, but hopefully this explanation here at the very beginning is enough of an explanation to basically describe the framework with which we're going to be using as we start to make decisions moving forward. So I think ultimately she's going to land a little bit more on the light side than on the dark side, but I'm not necessarily going to choose every decision just because it is a light side decision. Okay, I think I'll go ahead and leave it there. Jump in. If there's any questions about it, feel free to ask them in the comments below. Let me know what you think. I know this is an older game. I know the graphics are dated. I know the combat engine is dated. I still think there's an awful lot of fun to be had. And I mean, at the very least, I'm making these videos for myself so that I can go back and watch them for nostalgia purposes. But hopefully there's a few people out there who still enjoy this game enough that think this might be interesting content to have out there for your own perusal. So, all right, anyway, again, let me know what you think. Appreciate any feedback, and let's go ahead and get into this.
last one to arrive is finally here. I hope you don't think you're special. It would be a shame if freedom went to your head. Or if you somehow got the idea you didn't need to pass your trials to become Sith. Lord Zash has tasked me with sorting through you refuse to find one worthy of being her apprentice, and I intend to do just that.
Who is this Zash?
That's Lord Zash to you, slave. She's a Dark Lord of the Sith and more important than you'll ever be. Now the rest of you gutter trash already know your trial. Get going while I bring our latecomer up to speed.
Watch your back, friend. And don't worry, it'll be all right. He can't kill us all. A Sith fears no one. Suit yourself?
Now, slave, for your trial. There's a hermit named Spindrol who lives in the tomb of Ajunta Paul in the Valley of the Dark Lords. Spindrol's a lunatic, but Lord Zash sees him as some kind of prophet. Once you find him, he will test you.
Fine. I will seek the insane hermit in the incredibly dangerous tomb and take his little test.
But there, you know your task. Spindrol lives in the tomb of Ajunta Paul in the Valley of the Dark Lords. Don't keep Spindrol waiting, slave.
Thank you very much.
Excuse me, Acolyte. Sergeant Corman, 5th Infantry Company, Korriban Regiment. Can I talk to you?
I'm a little tied up at the moment.
Understood, sir. But I require assistance from someone who can do things I can't. You're one of the slaves Harkin brought in on the last transport, right? Here to prove yourself to the bloodthirsty overseers?
What business is that of yours?
Apologies if I offended. I thought you might appreciate the chance to not only show off for the overseers, but build some ties with the Imperial military as well. I'm here commanding a hard target mission to exterminate claw slugs in this tomb. They're horrific things. Mouths bigger than your head. I've lost 3 squads of good men fighting them. They come in packs. They'll swallow a man whole.
Then I suggest you try a new strategy.
Look, I've identified the enemy's weak spot, but it's not easy to get at. The damn claw slugs breed so fast there's no way to wipe them out conventionally. So we started targeting their egg chambers. They went insane. We managed to get explosives to all of the egg chambers, but the claw slugs were all over us before we could detonate them.
Are you sure this plan of yours will actually work?
I don't know. I have to hope so. Without breeding chambers, the claw slugs lose the numbers. Then we can wipe them out. Don't underestimate those claw slugs, sir. They're smarter than they look. I heard the explosions when you set off the charges. Outstanding, sir.
Slave, welcome to my humble hole. You are here for your trial, yes? Learn the ways of the Sith from a doddering old man in a tomb, and hopefully to return to your master with the mark of my approval.
Yes, my lord, that's right.
Of course it is. I know the way of things on the surface. But before I answer either way, you must pass a trial of blood. Survive, and I will teach you what I know. Excellent. These former acolytes wanted nothing more than to earn their second chance for glory by killing you and taking your place. But your desire proved stronger, and their blood became the mantle of your victory. Well done. But you are not Sith yet. Peace is a lie. There is only passion. Through passion I gain strength. Through strength, power. Through power, victory. Through victory, my chains are broken. This is the Sith Code. Commit it to your heart, and you will have the strength to crush your enemies. Do you understand?
Yes, I think I do. I must use my emotions to grow strong.
Do not be timid. Humility is the attitude of a slave, not a Sith. Now go. Return to Harkon and nurture your hatred for him. And use your fear of him to grow stronger. He may raise his fist to strike, but it is Lord Zash who determines where the blow will land.
How do you know Harkon and Lord Zash?
Both of them have been through here in my time, and they have gone their separate paths since. Now, go. Leave me to my rest.
I have taken care of your problem with the looters in the tomb.
Ah, then I'll assume my men are dead. Even so, you have done us a great service. Their loss is your gain, I suppose.
Then I'm finished here.
Yes, sir.
Ah, the last one. Always the latecomer. Now we can see what the Hermit thinks of you, slime. Acolyte Corey. Step forward, please.
Yes, Overseer.
You are a weak, pathetic rodent, and even a lunatic like Spindrel can see this. And that means... Meet our newcomer, Von Alt. This is real Sith strength, and he will tear you apart and crush your bones, slaves. Look on him. No connections left in the world, but pure Sith blood. This is Lord Zash's future apprentice, not filth like you.
Congratulations on your new pet. Now give us the rest of the trial.
Step this way, slave. I want to speak to you privately. The rest of you get out of here. You know your trials. You too, Fawn. Spindrel awaits. Now, listen to me. Spindrel is a lunatic. His approval means nothing. You are filth, and you will die. Is that clear?
As an unmuddied lake.
Good. Now, your second trial. Lord Zash has requested a special trial for you, which you will no doubt fail. Go to Inquisitor Zinn in the jails. He will fill you in on the details, and most likely hasten your demise.
I'll be there in but a moment.
I don't want to see you again until you're back from the jails. That's all.
Acolyte, you've arrived. And not a moment too soon. Hakan has given me very specific instructions. You were raised as a slave, but must discard those traits and learn to control others. And I have just the task for that end. Meet this driveling excuse for an acolyte. He will be your victim.
What exactly does this entail?
A short while ago, there was what we call an unauthorized murder here in the Academy. A rivalry among apprentices resulted in death. Interrogate him. Make him tell you who committed this crime at any cost.
I'll see what I can do, but I won't torture anyone.
Already you are a disappointment to me, Acolyte. But Hakan said nothing of torture being a requirement, so I will not restrict you.
Please, don't hurt me. I don't know anything.
It's okay, Aleph. I just want to talk.
Yeah, right. I know what you want, and I'll tell you right now, I don't know anything.
You're only making this more painful for yourself.
I have to tell you. You know how it is. Acolytes start bragging. You don't want to look bad. It was just a dumb boast. I didn't see anything.
I'm here to help.
Why should I trust you? You can't help me. You can't protect me. Even if I did know something, I'd be dead. Or worse.
Look, if you don't talk to me, the Inquisitor will bring someone else in. And they'll make you talk. I want to help you.
What? Why? I don't understand. Why don't you just torture me and get it over with?
There are better methods than torture.
They really did pull you out of the slave pens like the Inquisitor said, didn't they? You aren't like any Sith I've ever met. I'll tell you what I saw, but promise me that the murderer will get justice, that he won't come to kill me.
I'll do everything in my power.
As strange as it sounds coming from another acolyte, I appreciate that. An apprentice named SWTOR. I saw him murder his victim outside the library on the second floor. Listen, his master's incredibly powerful. He won't let Kayan be punished. Kayan will kill me.
You let me worry about that.
Thank you. I hope you know what you're doing.
You don't have to tell me. I heard the name loud and clear, though I sorely wish I hadn't. SWTOR. Kane's master is a Dark Council member. I'd be a fool to oppose him. But anyway, your trial here is done. I will send my commendations to Overseer Hakan. You may return to him now.
That acolyte is going to need protection.
Concern for matters that are not your business is a weakness that will get you killed. I suggest you eliminate this undesirable trait as quickly as possible and forget about this acolyte.
You have to protect him. He doesn't stand a chance without your help.
You are persistent, aren't you? Well, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to keep him here while the master of the murdered apprentice pursues justice. Perhaps they can be made to believe that the acolyte hasn't been broken yet.
Can't you get him off planet, or get some guards or something? He's as good as dead here.
Getting him off planet is no simple matter, but there is a Darth on Drummond Cass who owes me a favor. I'll make sure she takes this fool as her apprentice. He'll be out of Kane's reach, but from there, he's on his own. You have a most unusual approach, Acolyte. Watch it doesn't get you into trouble.
Oh, I don't want to die. Well, well, well. I had been looking forward to cutting another one of you down, but it looks like I'll be spared the trouble. Unsurprisingly, Nylock has gone missing. Also, unsurprisingly, Fon has passed his first trial. It's only a matter of time before he tramples you all underfoot.
I'll tear you apart where you stand, slave.
Patience, Fon. An accident in the tombs is much more convincing. Now the lot of you know your next task. Go. I want to speak to Fon and our latecomer. Now, slave, Zin says you handled yourself expertly, and as much as I find this difficult to believe, Lord Zash is satisfied with his evaluation. Undoubtedly, Zin helped you in some way, but you will not have his help on the next trial. Both you and Fon will have trials of intellect, trials that test your ability to apply your understanding of the Force to solve problems.
You don't expect a slave to be a match for me in intellect. I've been trained under the greatest teachers.
Calm down, Fon. I certainly do not expect this slave to be a match for you. That's why you will have separate trials.
It's okay. I can handle anything Fawn can handle.
You're only digging your own grave. Fon, you will go to the library on the second floor of the Academy and translate the following texts for Lord Zash.
Yes, Overseer.
Slave. Deep in the ancient, monster-infested tomb of Marka Ragnos, there is a holocron filled with dark secrets and encased in a great stone monument. No one has figured out how to release the holocron from its stone prison in over 1,000 years. You will bring this holocron to me, or you will die.
A simple errand. Need anything else in the tomb while I'm down there?
You will bring back the holocron, or hope that the spirit of Marka Ragnos himself returns to end your miserable existence. Now go. Bring me the holocron, or don't bother coming back, slave.
Stand and account for yourself, Acolyte. Let's see what you're made of. I look at you and I wonder, are you among the truly loyal, or do you hide treason in your heart?
Who are you?
I am Inquisitor Arzanen, head of Academy Security, and do not think you can so easily deflect my question. Intelligence reports indicate this valley shelters traitors. Acolytes who seek to destroy our Emperor's carefully built order and replace it with their own weak-minded heresies.
They hide among the faithful and obedient. But make no mistake, they will destroy us all, given the chance.
We've watched as the traitors scuttle about this valley and plot against us. We know their faces and their names. It is the Emperor's will that the sands of Korriban be slaked with the blood of these traitors. Prove your allegiance by executing them.
Are you sure we shouldn't just arrest them? They could be shown the error of their ways.
Treason is a crime with only one punishment: death. If you lack the resolve to uphold the law, that will say much about you.
I'll give you the means to identify the traitors. Eliminate enough of them to prove your loyalty. Then return to Inquisitor Arzanen.
I'll be watching your progress with great interest. Go now. See that the Emperor's will be done. I watched you deal with those traitors. Well done. That was an impressive display of loyalty. Take this reward as a token of the Emperor's favor, and wear this badge. It marks you as a defender of our Empire.
Stay vigilant. Our enemies lurk where you least expect them.
At your service, my lord. Another route is confirmed.
A fresh, young acolyte, come to view my experiments. Good. I trust the sight of a messy operating table doesn't disturb you?
What's happening here?
Understanding the Force's mysteries requires that we seek answers everywhere, even inside a beast itself. This used to be a Toccata, the hound-like creatures infesting Korriban's tombs. On the surface, nothing special. But I alone can see this creature is an expression of pure dark side energy. Aggression made manifest.
If you're the only one who can see, maybe it isn't there.
The ignorant often question the perceptions of the wise. You require enlightenment. The Force is alive. It expresses its will in the physical world. This Toccata was one such form.
Where do you get all this free time?
You judge me, yet have no understanding of my work. I've dissected hundreds of Toccata, forging a direct connection to the dark side. Each beast I examine advances me toward perfect unity. I now stand at a new frontier, but find myself thwarted. My most perfect specimen, a Toccata mutant, escaped to the tombs before I could analyze it.
Life is rough, but at least it's interesting.
You don't understand. I've lost a vital key to unlocking the dark side's true essence. You acolytes delve those tombs on your trials. You could hunt that Toccata for me and retrieve its perfect brain. My apprentice, Melora, saw which tomb the mutant beast fled into. Find out what she knows, assist me, and you will be rewarded.
I'll speak with Melora and do whatever is necessary, my lord.
You found a great calling in my service. I trust you appreciate that.
Seeking Lord Renning's lost pet, are you? Don't waste your time. That fool's research is pointless.
How did you discover this?
My master is insane. Wasn't it obvious when you spoke to him? Renning deludes the Dark Council into believing he's advancing Sith knowledge. The truth is, he wastes the Empire's time and resources dissecting mindless animals. But if his experiments were discredited, he would be banished, and I would be rewarded.
You're just scheming to get rid of your master.
I have a greater destiny than serving as a research assistant in this pathetic excuse for a laboratory. Look, just a minor alteration to the mutant Toccata's brain would allow me to reveal my master as a fraud. Bring me the brain before delivering it to Lord Renning, and I'll make it worth your while.
We'll see, if I have time.
You'll earn rewards from both the master and his apprentice. It's a better deal. The mutant Toccata escaped to the tomb of Mark of Ragnos. It's much larger than the others, so it's easy to spot. Return to me with the brain before you see Lord Renning, and I'll take care of the rest.
Sergeant Garrus. Turns out the rumors were true. Some of the sentries we lost down here aren't dead. They lost their minds, just like the acolytes. Doesn't mean we're going to have any easier a time getting the research supplies back, though. The crates are secured with multi-locks. If we're going to open these things without frying the contents, we'll need to get all the sentries' code cylinders back. I don't think negotiation is an option. The men aren't keen to take down their old comrades, but we'll do what we can. Once we have the code cylinders, we'll crack open the supply crates and get back. Tavon out.
Let's see how you like this. Just open, damn it!
Have you recovered the mutant Toccata brain yet? I'm eager to conclude the business we discussed.
It's right here. Have it.
Excellent. This chemical will make it appear as though Renning is falsifying his research. There. All that remains is for me to whisper the right words in the wrong ears. I'm transferring credits to your account now. Give Renning the brain and collect his reward too. You've made out quite well.
So, what now?
When everyone knows Renning's research is faked, even his closest allies will turn their backs on him. Once he's completely isolated, I'll arrange to be rid of him forever. We shouldn't be seen speaking again. Lord Renning might suspect us. Give him the brain.
You have the brain at last. Excellent work. I trust it wasn't too much trouble.
You're not getting all the gory details.
Keeping the secrets of your success to yourself? As you wish. I must continue my research at once. Great discoveries await. Take a reward and go.
You might want to consider bathing sometime.
Yes, you may stop talking now. Goodbye.
Displaying all authorized destinations.
Yes, can I help you with something? Hold on. Are those the research supplies we were after? I'd given up on them days ago. You've no idea how much I appreciate this. Some of these chemicals take months to manufacture. Not much use to you, but vital to us. Thank you. You're welcome to use some of our equipment as compensation. I'll make sure to mention you to the commander.
You won't find a better bargain. Come back anytime.
You better not be wasting my time, slave. You better have the holocron. A fake. Or stolen from the library, probably. I'll deal with you later. Now, I believe it's time for another demonstration. Gur, step forward.
Yes, Overseer.
Fon, kill him.
With pleasure, Overseer.
Let Gur be an example to you. Fon destroyed him easily, like he will destroy all of you. Are there any other objections?
No, Overseer. No objections.
Now the rest of you know the next trial. Go. You, slave, stay here. Now, slave, you think yourself pretty clever getting that holocron, don't you?
I don't really think about it one way or the other. I did as I was told.
You are lucky Lord Zash finds you useful. Now for your trial. The last, darkest secrets of Tulak Horde are buried in his tomb. Lord Zash wants this text. But the final resting place of the dead lord is not easily trespassed. You will not be the first to die there.
Is there a reason you keep sending me into the tombs?
Lord Zash's research is her own business, and no one else's. You're not fit to know. Any other stupid questions?
No. I'm sorry my question offended you.
Now get going. Do not come back here until you've gotten the text from Tulak Horde's tomb. Out of my sight, slave!